What's happening out there, guys? It's Monster Champion. We're back for becoming a better Battlefield player. The series, let's get it. And this is going to be really part one. The other video was sort of an intro into the series and what it's going to be about. But basically the initial thing that I want to do with this series is start with the benchmark. So that's what today's all about. It's what the last video was as far as gameplay goes, and that's what this video is, as well as some highlights that I'm going to give you guys from the stream. So all these games were played yesterday. I will typically post games by day rather than by part. I may post a few rounds from a day. I may post one round from a certain day. Just really depends how scheduling and the time I'll have to do that. But for the most part, it's going to be by day. That way we can actually see the progress day by day. Obviously, with anything, it's going to take some time before you really start to see some results. If you start working out, even if you work out and do the most intense, crazy, insane workout in your life, the next day you're gonna feel it, but the next day you're not gonna go from 300 pounds to Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was competing. It just doesn't happen like that. So it's really gonna be a steady progression, and that's what you have to understand with any game, with becoming better, pretty much with anything in life. It's gonna be a steady progression. There are some things you can do to give yourself shortcuts, such as learning tips, watching videos, getting feedback, going on forums and things like that. And those are things that I'm going to start trying to do as well, reading up, learning how things work, learning what's the best guns, what's good to use, what's bad to use, those types of things. We see a little bit of lag right here, not sure what the heck just happened with that guy. But as you can see, our team's up 30 already, so I'm feeling pretty good. So at this point I'm like, okay, don't have to worry too much about dying, can kind of really just go out there and wing it and see where we kind of stand. This is in that same room as I was in earlier. Don't know if that's a good or bad thing. The gameplay from later will be in another room. But that dude that was beast in that first game that had like 50 kills, he's on the other team, so that is a good sign. So at least we got somewhat of a fight on the other team. But with that being said, man, yeah, the benchmark. So far, what do we go? About 30 something and about almost 20, so roughly we're about 35 and 15, 35 and 20, somewhere in that range to start off as a benchmark, and that's pretty much where we're going to end with this game as well. So that's what we got to progress from, and that's what we got to learn. And this is including being revived, which also helps your KD because it doesn't count as a death. And this is also with the fact that I'm not really including reviving teammates and stuff. So I'm not even looking at the scores yet. Pretty much going to just start with the KD because that's, to me, in team deathmatch, KD is important. Now, KD isn't the most important thing when you're playing objectives, and that's one thing I see a lot of Call of Duty guys do. I see a lot of YouTubers do is they'll play an objective game and will not play the objective at all and just go for some massive KD or some massive kill streaks, and it's just like, your team ended up losing, or even if your team won, you really had one captured the entire game, and you think that's a great gameplay. To me, that's not impressive. You're not playing the point of the game. It'd be like playing Madden and your only goal is to get as many passing yards as possible or as many points as possible, but you don't care how many your opponent scores. So essentially you just come out, you're balling, and you're just airing it out every single play, and on defense you're running engage 8 because you either want to get a turnover or you want your opponent to score right away just so you can get back on offense. So essentially you're just playing one side of the ball, which is obviously not something that you want to do in football. As you can see here, we're unlocking some of the attachments for this M416. I haven't used this gun too much, but I have heard it's a pretty solid gun, so I went ahead and tried it out and definitely got some great results for day one of using it. As you can see, we were going all stock that first game on canals. I forget the doggone name of this map. That's how noobish I am, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, I like the red dot sight. I've heard the Cobra's pretty nice, so I might experiment with that a little bit. I have liked the red dot, something that I've just been used to from playing Call of Duty and stuff. So one thing when I'm starting any game is I'm gonna look for familiarity. Hopefully I said that right. Gosh dang it. But I always look for something that I can grasp from past experience, past gaming, other games that are similar, anything really. If there's a gun that's the same that I really loved in one game, I'll try it out in there. Sometimes that works out, sometimes it doesn't. Some games, it's the greatest gun ever, and then the next part of that game or in another game, it's one of the weaker guns in the game. It's just how things work out sometimes. But I definitely like to start out with some familiarity, look for guns that I'm used to using, or carry over tactics from other games. I used to be really good at Grawl 2 way back when that game was hot. Did not get into Grawl 3. I did not like how it played. Didn't even have a team deathmatch mode, which is usually my favorite mode to start off with till I get really good at that, and then I'll start moving towards the objective games. But with this game, man, the objective games is crazy because you got all those cars and helicopters and jets and things like that, and it's like a whole nother game altogether. Certain things become a lot more effective and other things are a lot less effective, and other kits are a lot more effective as well, such as like the engineering class and those ones. So those are all things that we are going to pick up on, but to start right now, it's just the benchmark, and right now we just want to get our gun skills, the accuracy, not missing easy kills, saving teammates, by not missing shots, and really trying to hit the upper body as opposed to hitting the legs, trying to learn how to shoot in spurts and do those types of things, because those are all very important. And also learning the actual specific guns individually, because every gun has something different to offer, and there's a lot of variability with amongst the guns. So basically, there's different clip sizes, different accuracy, different freaking reload times, just a bunch of different stuff that you have to really look at when you're looking at individual guns. And I'm definitely going to have to look for and find my favorites and find which ones that I want to use off jump until I get a lot better. Basically some crutches for me, so to speak, until I get really good. Then I'll be able to use any gun. But as of right now, man, that's going to be this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to catch more of this series. Until the next time, my name is Monster Chappie. We gone!